I'm going to jump right into it as people are coming on. You guys can see the blue screen, correct?
Yep.
All right. So I hope everybody's doing great. March 12th, weekly huddle. Thanks all for coming. Going to jump right in, do a little bit of housekeeping while people are coming on. I always put this slide on here just to remind everybody. Kathy was just telling me that she invited a bunch of people to today's huddle, which is awesome. That's what this slide is for, just so we get everybody on the huddle, listening to EXP Explained, knowing that the model explained is available and the new one is coming soon. I've been saying the new one's there for a couple weeks. I thought the new one was out. They kind of fooled us with the graphic there because it has all the international graphics on there, and I thought that the new one was out already, but it is finished. It is just in compliance with EXP, just getting approved. So it's not out yet, should be out in a week or so. Sorry for telling everybody it's been out, but that's something that you could still use. The model explained is just EXP Explained by Brent Gove, which is a great version of it. I would definitely watch it yourself before sending it to somebody because it fits a certain type of person and it's a little more in depth. So if you don't feel it's going to fit that person's personality, then don't send them that one. Ask around for some other ones. So keep that in mind. I always put the Shelley and Craig YouTube on there because that's where the weekly huddle is archived. So if you ever want to listen to it, on a different day or in a car or catch up on some things that are on last week. There's also Rev Up Your Rev Share, which is a small series that we did about Rev Share building. The whole series is on there. They're half hour long, so it's great to listen in the car. You could just listen to the playlist. So make sure you subscribe to that. Not really plugging it, just giving you guys a resource. Here's Kathy's slide that she just said. She said there's seems to be a little bit of confusion about Impact Group Worldwide and Impact Group Real Estate Collaboration. What we did is, Impact, the one that everybody knows that we're live on right now, has been around for a long time and was great for collaboration for everybody to post stuff and learn stuff. But as we started to grow, the majority of Impact, I would say, is probably in the Charlotte market in North Carolina. But as we've grown around the United States and into Canada and the UK and India and all these other places that we're spread out now, it kind of is getting to the point where we don't really want to put real estate questions and, local recommendations and if you're offering a service, it might be just for a certain area or a state. So those are the things that we want to put on the Impact Collaboration Group. So we want to talk more about real estate related stuff on the collaboration group and local stuff. So for instance, if you're asking about who's the best attorney in Charlotte for my closing, well, the person out in Indiana doesn't really care. So let's not bog down the news feed with local questions. We can all put those local types of questions in the Impact Collaboration Group, which is on the right-hand side. So I put some little bullets there: real estate related questions, recommendations, services offered. So if you're a closing coordinator in a certain state or something like that, or you build websites or lead gen or anything like that, you can put that in the collaboration group. Agent to agent real estate training and coaching. Some people like to put their live training and go live right on there, and they do some coaching. That's a great place to put it because you got it's a real estate related type of content. Sharing real estate experiences. Some people say, hey, I watch out for this. I came across this with this particular production home builder. Just be aware of it. Those are all things that you want to put on that real estate related site. And then Impact Group Worldwide, we are going to make more about the Impact Group. What's going on in the group? and what's going on in EXP. So it'll be more like announcements, interviews, high-level training that would fit everybody, live streams like we're doing right now. So we can put things like the weekly huddle in here. That's where you'll find that. Rev up your rev share, other things like that. Agent introductions. If you want to introduce your agent that you brought into your organization, you can throw that in a worldwide group as well. But it's really just Impact and EXP related resources. So let's try and keep it a very broad place as far as worldwide. So think of worldwide as worldwide, and then collaboration is kind of like more of the micro version, and it's more real estate related, business to business type of stuff. Hope that makes sense. So, and on that note, not everybody is obviously on this call, so go ahead and tell everybody else the difference between worldwide and collaboration group. Please just spread that word the best you can. So yesterday, the official fourth quarter Q4 numbers for EXP World Holdings came out, as well as the total year over year 2020 numbers came out. Once again, as a group and a company, we crushed it, blew the numbers out of the water. It was awesome. So I'm not going to dive into the numbers, but that's always great. We're constantly growing. Just for the people who do not know or are new to the company, EXP is very, very productive because we have very, very little overhead, and the company has zero debt. It's a profitable company. Just so you know that, because there's a lot of people out there that really don't know, I guess, what they're talking about. And, especially from other companies that, they were just told that by someone else. Oh, it's not profitable. It's got a lot of debt. That's not true. It is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, so it is watched like a hawk. It is audited often. Everything that they do from a financial standpoint has to be documented through and through, because it's a publicly traded company. So it is probably the most transparent real estate company in the world, because it has to be. On that note, the shareholder summit is coming up. You guys should all be there, because you should learn about your company, because you are a shareholder in that company. So the shareholders is really about EXP World Holdings and how EXP Realty fits into it, and as one of the entities. But it also talks about like where we are now and where we're going in the future. So it's very, very important insight as a shareholder and as a part of this company, that that what's going on. This is going to be in EXP World again. It's coming up in May, I believe. I thought I had the dates right on that, but just look it up. Go to expshareholdersummit.com. Make sure you log in and sign up for it, because that gives them an idea of how many people are coming and what kind of resources, how many rooms, how many breakout sessions they need to set up as a company. And it also looks good from a virtual standpoint. When we have 45,000 agents in this company, and if we can get 30,000 people to a virtual event, that's a big announcement, and that's big news in the business industry, and that helps Virbela, which is owned by EXP World Holdings. So make sure you go there and sign up. They also have lots of great breakout sessions to teach you great snippets and tips and tricks for real estate at these events, that you can go and pick the actual breakout sessions that you want to go to in order to better your business. So for those of you who have not been there. So on that note, I thought this would be a cool slide for you guys to look at. So a lot of people don't know that EXP is not just a real estate company. EXP Realty is owned by EXP World Holdings. EXP World Holdings is the holding company. It's like a conglomerate, and it owns all of these other companies and entities outside of it. And so the stock, EXP stock, is EXPI is the ticker symbol. This is what powers that stock, all of this stuff. So EXP Realty is right now, the biggest player because it's the biggest company in there. EXP Commercial is fairly new and growing very quickly, but it is a separate company, and it is tied to EXP Realty, but it is a separate entity as well. Virbela, which you see in the lower corner, Virbela is the software company that EXP World runs on, and that is a fast growing company, and it is a leader in augmented reality platforms and software. So there's several other large companies and entities and organizations around the world that use Virbela. And so that also, as that company grows on its own and gets major business, that feeds the stock as well. You see Success Industries and Success Magazine is a 124-year-old magazine and company that is based on success and self-help and building and entrepreneurship. And EXP World Holdings just purchased that as well. So that is bringing in a lot of people from other industries and successful business people that are getting, involved in that company and have already been involved in that company. So that is also feeding the EXP stock and is part of EXP World Holdings. So you see how this is going. It's like it's all feeding into one funnel. We're not just a real estate company that's dictated by the market and what we do. That's just one piece of it. And then Showcase IDX is something they purchased, I think about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And that is a very important piece that we spoke a little bit about on this call last week. And Showcase IDX right now is used for all of the website and CRMs in the company outside of the US. So I believe Canada uses it, but all of the other countries, UK may not use it, but India uses it. I know Mexico and all these other countries are using Showcase IDX. That's going to be their website and CRM that they're using. So ultimately, I think, this is my opinion, that they're going to create, EXP will create a really nice platform for us as a company. And that will be something that we use and feed into as well. But the reason they bought Showcase IDX, we talked about last week, is EXP is not franchised. So therefore, every territory that EXP goes into around the world, they have direct access to the data that is in that MLS. Whereas in a franchise model, that is not true. The franchise owner is the one that subscribes to that local MLS. So the parent company does not have access to that data because they don't own it. But EXP does. And the importance of owning all of that data around the country, there's I think we're in over 500 MLSs now. And then other countries, all of that data is funneled into one place, and it's a clean data funnel that ultimately EXP is going to create a portal, a public search portal that will be like a Zillow and will rival Zillow. And no other company has the ability to do that because they don't have direct feed to data. So that's what we talked about last week. And Glenn did an interview on a tech channel, stock channel last week. We played a little snippet of that interview for the people that weren't here. And he talked about that. He talked about that data and them we are building as a company that search portal, that public search portal that will challenge Zillow. And that is pretty freaking exciting because you talk about power and notoriety to the consumer and consumer value, and then ultimately ad revenue that goes along with that is that's going to be huge for this company from an agent attraction standpoint, because everybody's going to want a piece of that. And it's going to drive the stock, hopefully, through the roof. So that, I mean, it's just getting started, in my opinion. And then, I'm sure at some point that they're going to do something with mortgage, but they're not going to create a mortgage company. I don't think that I'm not. I mean, I don't want to overstep and speak for something that, I mean, because I don't really know 100%, but I don't think they have intentions of creating their own mortgage company, kind of like a KW did. That's not the intent. They're an open model, just like we are with this. They want everybody to benefit, and they want the biggest players in the industry to join that benefit. So hopefully they create some kind of model around mortgage. Glenn talked about that in that video last week as well. He wants to be able to tie in everything that happens in a transaction into our company, so that would equal things like mortgage and title and insurance. And, so the more pieces of the transaction that they can tie into the company internally, the more profit the company makes. And that ultimately feeds the stock, which is exciting because we're all shareholders. So no other company has the opportunities that are in place. And, we're going to look back in 5 to 10 years and be like, wow, we saw it all unravel and unfold. And we were there early, because we are early. There's only 45,000 agents in the US. So I think we're, probably somewhere in the high 40s worldwide. That will probably be over 100,000 by the end of the year. And in a couple of years, we'll probably be, the largest real estate company in the world at probably over 200,000 agents, I bet. So I don't think that's that big of a number. I think there's 2.5 million agents in North America alone. So you think of worldwide, I mean, this is about to explode, and we're all in extremely early. So fasten your seatbelts, do a lot of business, make sure you're in the equity program. So every deal that you do, you're getting your 10% discount and acquiring stock. Next thing, my EXP. I don't know how many of you jumped into the new dashboard. Kathy has. We've been on a bunch of calls with Dave Canord, and he said this was coming. He said to tell everybody that, this is a work in progress. There's a lot that's going to be added on to this. So right now, it's basically a different view of the dashboard that we had before. And right now, because they changed it kind of, revenue share, for those of you that are receiving revenue share, there's a carryover every month. So there's 3 numbers. There's a number that is like everything that's coming in right now. And then there's a number that you should receive this month. And then there's a number on the bottom, what you received last month. So there's always a carryover. So, if you get an average of, say, $1,000 a month, there might be a carryover of 200. So the top number might say 1,200, and you get, you start the next month with 200 right out of the gate. So this month it's all messed up because they overlapped, and there's somewhere left in the old dashboard and their new dashboard. So it'll probably clean up next month. It'll look like it should, but more so, we've been talking about, and they created this out of what the agents wanted. So now you can see your whole organization by level, who's in that organization, what percentage of your organization is in what level, You can click on the actual levels and see the agents within them. You can search by a level. You can see their contact information, their phone numbers, their emails. What we're working on, hopefully, is a way to contact those people as well. Like, so if you wanted to contact, all the people that have, been in the company in your organization within a certain time frame, you'd be able to filter all of that stuff out. If you wanted to only contact your level 1s and level 2 people, you can contact people that way. So hopefully that's the way it's going to go. They're also going to split up revenue share by country as well. So you can see if you have someone in another country, what that revenue share brought in, where they're from, and how big their organization is growing. And then probably the most important thing is you're going to be able to see when people do their first deal, when people have capped, when people have iconed, all of those things, which are really, really important because we want to give those people, appreciation and reach out to them and make sure they're supported and posts, say on Impact, like congratulations to Susie for reaching icon, and then everybody piles in. That's what creates community and unity and makes us grow. So we want to have that information readily available, and then ultimately, hopefully, it'll just ping us. If we can set filters and say, anytime anybody in my organization icons or does their first deal or is new, I want to be pinged, and then that creates a graphic, and then we put it in Impact or put them on there. Yeah, Kathy.
I just wanted to say, this is an amazing new piece of software that they came up with. And a lot of companies come up with software and say they've got great stuff and it's all wonderful, but we're a tech company. So that this particular piece, this is the first draft, and it just gets better and better and better of all the different levels, like Craig was saying, where you'll be able to reach out and call, because this is basically an empowerment tool. I see it, of how I can really empower the people that I brought on board or the people that they brought on board, and we can really help each other, lift each other up. It's an amazing tool, and it's just begun, and just one more piece. And the other thing to really remember about that previous slide, where we're at with all those different components from the company, with EXPI being the main core, I just see so much power in that. There's no other company like this in the world that does any of this level of it. So to see that we're on the ground floor, really ground floor of all of this, when I was with Shelley and those different people in Puerto Rico last week, I mean, you just got the chills at every time we were with somebody, because there's so much coming to this company, and we are fortunate to be right here, and we need to really recognize that and take advantage of all the opportunities that are here.
Yeah, very true. And most people build companies to succeed on their own, if that makes sense. There's a founder, and the founder wants to make a ton of money, and all the high level people are gonna make money, and then all of the employees are gonna work their butt off for them. And that's kind of what the traditional franchise model is there's, someone invests in a franchise, they get ownership, they build a team around them, pay them well, and then all us little agents go work our butts off and make them rich. But I always go back to Google, and most people don't even recognize this. Did you ever notice that everything on Google just about is free? You want to look up maps, you want directions, you want to search, every Google thing, Gmail, everything is free for the most part. And the reason they do that is because they want abundance of audience. They want audience. So if everybody flocks to the free stuff, then they gain audience. But what the mindset, a similar mindset that Glenn had when he created this company is like, listen, I want everybody to benefit from every tool that we create. So everything that's ever been created in this company, the agent can benefit from it. So you can be a brand new agent out of school and benefit just as much as the 10-year veteran that's been, crushing it in the company, because all of the same tools are available, from stock to rev share to, referring, Verbella, and then the things and then success and all these other things. They're trying to tie in from a monetary standpoint that we all grow from. So even if it's just a company like Success, that still feeds the stock, so we still benefit from it. So by you posting and saying this is a great article, or pushing some information out there, that still benefits us.
Me again.
Yeah.
About that Success. When you go to Success, I think it's successdreamworld.com. I'm not positive, Craig, but there is free coaching in there every single day for personal development. So if there's time in your day, which is hard for me to relate to, there is so much wealth in there, and that's for agents and non-agents. So do posts about that, because the platform within Success is Verbella. So
Yep.
as that grows, we grow. It's not just for realtors. You got people that are challenged in their life, say you need to go in there and get some personal development and check it out, because it's free. There's coaching in there. There's so much stuff they have to offer. So I meant to say that earlier, but I think it's powerful.
Yeah, Dream World is basically another world. It's another virtual world, augmented reality world from Verbella, but it's attached to Success, and they invite top speakers from around the world into that. Business minds, entrepreneurial people, self-help people, motivational people, and they speak in there for free. So it's pretty awesome. I'm going to jump into this real quick. I know we're running a little bit long. I've got a couple of cool things at the end here, but remember, we're doing an Impact Challenge, 70-day challenge. Make sure you go to Impact Challenge group on Facebook, put in your goals, make sure you post what you're doing and how you're doing, work with your accountability partner. I've been doing pretty good. My goals, and I need to post more in there, but make sure you look into that again, stay fresh on that, remind everybody, hold everybody accountable. Also, the sprint challenge is going on. That's a 30-day challenge right now in March with EXP for people that bring 3 agents to the company within each region. So the West, the Central, and the East. If you're one of the first 50 people in each region that attracts 3 agents to the company by March 31st, you will be invited to a special event at a resort in July, where they wine you, dine you, and you hang out with the top people in the company from leadership. Also, the top people that are attracting and have the largest organizations, and they mastermind about how they've built their organizations and what they do for them. It's awesome. I didn't get to go to the last one. Shelly actually went for us, and she said it was amazing. So I'm looking forward to the one we're going to go to DC. So if you need more information on that, go to Workplace and look up Sprint Challenge. I brought this up because a lot of people don't know about it, and I still am hearing people ask other people, hey, can I use your listings to drive leads to my business? So this is a great thing. I actually made a little video, so I didn't have to sit here and explain it. So hopefully you can all hear it.
MIO page. MIO is an acronym that stands for Make It Your Own. This is a Facebook private group that we created in Charlotte. You can create this in any area around the United States and I guess the world. But make it your own. So this is for any EXP agent to join within the Charlotte market, or if you have your own in another area, which I recommend you doing. Anybody can join this. And what this is anybody that puts their listing on this site, it basically is free game for other EXP agents to go ahead and advertise it for buyers. So the way this works is once you join this group, you find a particular home that you want to market. Let's say it's this one. So we're just going to grab the MLS right off it, the ID. You could also use the address. So we can go right into our KV Core, go to kvcore.com, back in, get into your back end, go to lead engine right here on the left-hand side. You're going to go into squeeze pages, click on that, use your identity, click start building. And then up on top here, you're going to see single property. And we're going to go and paste that listing ID right in there so you can see that. We're going to use Facebook as our source. You could use LinkedIn and so forth. I like putting Mayo in here so we know where that lead came from ultimately. And then we're just going to go down here, hit generate link, and then we're going to pick this little short link, hit copy to clipboard. And then we're going to go into our personal Facebook, and we're going to open up and create an advertisement, basically a post. So we drop that link right in there. It's going to populate. I'm going to go back into Mayo, and I'm just going to copy this information because they gave us some good information. And we can go back into our thing here. You can copy right over that link. It'll stay there, populated. I will go right to the top and then say, call me for a private showing today. 618-2412. So this is a live link. So if they were to click on this, so I'm going to hit that post and you'll see what happens. So that comes up as a nice post that's distributed to all these other places. Someone comes along, goes in their news feed, they click on this, it goes right to our KV Core website. And as they start looking at pictures and going through a couple of different things, it's going to ask them to sign in. I'm going to get a lead off of that, and then hopefully I can call them back and bring them to the house. Or if that's not the right house, we'll get them set up with another house, but at least it's a lead. So that's how you do that. That's how you use Mayo. It's free marketing for you guys to create leads and drive them right to your KV Core.
All right, so that was a quick little video on how that works. If you go into the Mayo group, pinned to the top, Kathy did an awesome video as well that goes a little more, probably a little more in depth than what I did, and gives some other examples of how you can do this. But this is something you guys should be using, especially if you don't have a lot of listings. And right now, I mean, we usually carry with our team, I think like, what, Kathy, 50, 60 listings at a time. I think we have like less than 10 that aren't under contract. Because everything sells so fast, and most of those are lots. So it's a great opportunity to get in there and join arms, lock arms together, and utilize the listings that are out there to try and drive some traffic to your website and get free leads.
And just another thing on that, Amy puts on our team, puts all our listings in there. The lots are even a good way if you don't have some of these buyers are giving up on trying to find a house. They say, give me a lot, I'll just build one. So don't be afraid of lots too. And just remember, any lead that you can get into KV Core, you can nurture. And one of the things that I use that in a listing presentation, and I tell them, if you think Mayo marketing is good, which is great, wait till you see how I posted in this Mayo page that for EXP agents, and now all these EXP agents are also pushing it out. They're going to help sell it. So I use it in my listing presentation as well. And that video of how to do it in there is a YouTube video. So if you're out of the area and you needed to create a Mayo page in your area, we can get you that link so that you can pin it to the top because it's generic no matter what city you're in.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And that's probably the most important thing that either of us said is if you're not, you should have every area. If you're not in Charlotte, you need to build one of these, because this is a huge value proposition for your clients, but it's also a huge value proposition for agent attraction. So when you're talking to another agent, be like, listen, I mean, you got one listing or two listings. We share all our listings and in one place. And you could just market like crazy and drive leads right to your website, and we teach you how to do it. So it's a great asset from a agent attraction standpoint.
And I don't care if they're sold. If they, maybe a week ago sold, but just sold doesn't matter. You can still generate some leads and still say, oh man, that one's sold. Let's see if we can't find something else.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic of driving business and getting more deals, I thought this was really cool as well. We talk about all the time, like how much gold there is in workplace. You guys need to get in there like every day, especially get on this particular group. So you go to EXP Referral Network, and what you'll hear other people at other companies, and I'm not digging on other people because we were all at other companies, but they're like, oh yeah, we have referral groups too, but they're not organized by the company. And they can't do that because they're all franchised, so they're all segmented. So what happens is some agent says, I'm going to create a referral group. So when we were at KW, there's like 10 different referral groups on Facebook. So you're all over the place, and different people so they're missing out also. So this is kind of like everybody under one roof. There's half of the entire company is in this group, and the other half just probably doesn't know about it yet. But so you're probably all wondering what that 41 is, right? 41 is the amount of referrals that were posted yesterday in this group. Yesterday. So there is gold in this. This is free deals. So if you log into this once or twice daily, pin it to the top of your laptop and just jump in there, or there's probably even a way to figure out how to set an alert anytime someone posts in there. Have it ping you, jump in there and see where the referral is. And for one, it's an easy way to get deals. Two is you're networking with other people. So if you're like, oh, you know what, this one's for Nashville. I'm in Charlotte, but my best friend or one of my good friends is in Nashville. That's an agent in my organization. I'm going to try and create that connection, and you're helping that agent out. So you're helping someone in your organization, you're helping that agent that set the referral up. So it's a good networking area as well. But from a standpoint of deals, I always there's an agent in our organization in Winston-Salem. I don't know what he did last year, but 2 years ago, he did $3 million in production out of this group in Winston-Salem. And that's not even a big market. So dive in here every day. We're almost done. Pulled this off of Workplace as well. I thought this was really interesting. So EXP released this. And it's 2020 average agent annual commission and revenue share. So this is based on real numbers. So an agent that sold one unit in 2020 made an average of $7,140. That's because revenue share, because there's a percentage of those people who do one deal who also have people in their rev share group. So they're receiving revenue share. So the reason this is important is because at whatever level they're at, one unit or 2 to 4 or 5 to 9 or 10 plus units, these numbers are most likely going to be much higher than any other company out there, because it has revenue share attached to it. And there's a percentage. Even if you have one person in your rev share group, it's going to drastically change that. And even if you only have one person and they start to attract people and they start to attract people, you still get money on those lower levels. You get a very small percentage, but instead of say getting $400 on the transaction, you'll get 40, but those 40s add up. And as your organization organically grows, that number will organically grow over time. So you don't have to be a mega agent to ultimately make some solid money. So these numbers are bigger, I bet, than just about every company out there from a units sold to income ratio. Last thing, I put lean on me, and it doesn't necessarily mean me. That means lean on the people around you for agent attraction. And agent attraction is all about relationships. Every one of you has a relationship with some other agent at another company. And it doesn't have to be local. It can be out of state. It can be anywhere. So just try to create that, that connection with that agent because you have that relationship, and then try to attach them to someone that can help you. And that's why I put who fits. And what that means is, you know, does it fit your sponsor? Does that person fit your sponsor from a personality standpoint, from an experience standpoint, whatever it may be? Reach out to leaders in your group, people that you look to as leaders. If you feel they can help you and they're a good match for that person, try and set that up. You know, personality is a big thing. If someone's a, a high C, total numbers, high CD, they're quick to the point, just tell me the meat, I want to get to it. You're going to match that to a certain person. You match that to someone that's a high I and, talking about the sunny days and their dog and everything, they're going to be like, oh, this is annoying. But some people need that. Some people need that semantics talk before they get into the business. So you got to really make a good match. And then, sometimes location is important too. So when you're talking to your relationship, that person, you got to talk to them about what's important to them. A lot of people, the first thing out of their mouth is, I want to be a part of something. I want a sense of community. That's what's important to me. I feel like I'm on an island where I am. There's no help. So that's, it's not always about, making the most amount of money. That will come. So that I just wanted to continually put that out there. I'm available. If you feel I can be a help, just text me, look me up. And, Shelly's available, Bill's available, Kathy's available, whoever you feel is a good fit. And it doesn't have to be, anybody special. It just has to be a good fit, someone that will relate to them. So just wanted to add that. That's all I got today. I appreciate you all coming on, spread the word, and see you next Friday. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. And yes, Mayo is for EXP agents only. And some agents that have stayed on there, they've left the company. If you see something like that, just let me know. I've had that happen before. They don't really, some of them don't even mean to do it. It's just part of their list of where they share stuff. So just let me know and I'll get them out of there.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Greg. Bye.